So, greetings, everybody. I have a really special guest here today. I think you all know her because she is very, very involved and engaged in the daily marketing coach community, and that is Courtney Sullivan. Hello there, Courtney.
Hello, Anne. It's good to hear your voice.
Yes, and it's great to see your two daughters with you because I know you're a very, very big family person, and that's a big part of your marketing angle is that you have a family. So if you could tell our listeners a little bit about yourself, your background, and what brought you to the Daily Marketing Coach.
Well, I live in central New York with my husband and our 6 children, and we run a sustainable farm that produces fruits and vegetables for our local farmers market, which is in Ithaca, New York. And about 5 years ago, we expanded and we bought additional property and we opened up a bed and breakfast farm stay so that people can come and reconnect with the process of growing food, see what it is to grow it, and enjoy cooking it up in the kitchen as fresh as local food can get. So that's what we've been doing for the past 14 years. We've been living out here and expanding our farm and our family during that time. And what brought me to the Daily Marketing Coach is just that we are fairly isolated in, location. And I always felt like there was a lot more that we could be doing as far as teaching beyond our just immediate community. And, I always hear the cliche, oh, you have your hands full, and I quite literally do.
Yes, you do.
So, I wanted to be able to teach people and connect with people, but on my own hours. I didn't necessarily work out to hold classes and different things, so I was really intrigued to figure out how people are really making it work online. How are people doing webinars? How are they building their online presence? And I wasted a lot of time trying to figure it out on my own, and I just didn't really have effective coaching. So I was really drawn to what the Daily Marketing Coach had to offer.
Oh, that's beautiful. I got to stop and shine a spotlight on the uniqueness of what you do. I didn't know it quite to that level, so I want to recap. State it, and you let me know if I'm understanding correctly. So, you teach sustainable farming practices. Is that correct? Growing your vegetables?
We directly, it's kind of a casual experience. Guests will come to the farm and they'll book a room for a night or a weekend, and they kind of see what we're doing. They come and watch me dig potatoes or watch us dig carrots and, harvest garlic and harvest onions. And it's okay. It's right. My husband's trying to tell me to take them, but I think it'll make a ruckus if we take them. So it's, some people are really into what we're doing and they want to get their hands dirty, and then other people enjoy eating it in the breakfast we provide. So we don't officially teach farming yet, but
Right.
it is something I'd like to expand. And now with the tools that I'm learning in the Daily Marketing Coach, it's a reality I think we can make happen in the next, 3 to 5 years.
Okay, awesome. Because I really want to support you in that endeavor. I know Eric Walker, who works very closely with us here at 80/20, he has a high interest in what you do as well. And so I personally believe in what you're doing in a big way. And I hope that we can help get what you do out there in a really big way. So it's very cool, very awesome what you do. So what brought you to DMC is just so that you can get this out because you're in an isolated area. So that makes total sense, and the fact that you didn't get what you needed working on your own now through DMC, abbreviation for Daily Marketing Coach, is helping you to do that. Okay, this might be a tough question for you, but you can feel free to expand. What do you like best about the Daily Marketing Coach?
Well, what I like best about the Daily Marketing Coach is really what brought me to the Daily Marketing Coach, because I was involved in coaching a different, company of coaching before I was introduced to the Daily Marketing Coach. But my problem is because I'm so busy and I'm very creative, my mind is all over the place. And so when I saw the system, basically the online marketing university that you have set up for us in the back office, I was blown away because I'm not naturally an organized person. I hear things, they come in, they ignite some idea, I get running in a direction, and then I'm like, oh, I need to revisit that. But that is what is so powerful to me, is having an archived permanent website with all the training there that you can reference at 2 o'clock in the morning, 5 a.m., whatever time it is, that it's always there. You can always listen to it again. And I like, I know we call it the daily marketing coach is the name of it, but for me, it's almost hourly. If you're really busting through something, there's always people on the group page responsive on some level, even if it's just, hey, I hear ya, keep plugging along, I'm looking to see what the answer is too, or a really solid answer. That for me, because we are isolated, and it's also kind of among farmers, I don't really do what a lot of them do, because I have my hands full with the children. I'm not actually in the field as much as a lot of my, other fellow farming wives are, and I'm more interested in the marketing aspect and taking it beyond just our little regional market.
Yes.
Growing, just the idea, because, we didn't just go out this piece of land and instantly have a farm. So there's a lot of people who desire to live a more sustainable lifestyle or just more hands-on that are searching. So I'd like to, the whole spectrum, connect with our customers, let them know what we're doing, but also inspire people as we've been inspired, pass it along, because that's why we're here.
Yeah.
People taught us. We didn't just learn that, we didn't make this up.
Exactly. And can you restate again where you're located? Because I want to get a lot of exposure to you. Where are you located again?
So we're located in the Finger Lakes region of central New York, between Binghamton and Watkins Glen and Ithaca, New York.
Okay.
And so it's about 5 hours outside of New York City, and just above the Pennsylvania border. And we sell at the Ithaca Farmers Market is the main place where people interact with us aside from our farm, and can find us 3 days a week at the Ithaca Market.
Oh, 3 days a week. Wow, that's awesome. Well, and for what you said you like about Daily Marketing Coach, and you mentioned the hourly, I just need to say, you take full advantage of what we provide. You don't just kind of dabble. You are so immersed in Daily Marketing Coach. You are a spectacular student, not only of going through the material, but implementation, which is always, for me as a teacher, what is most gratifying is I don't want them just going through the training, for heaven's sakes. I want them implementing. So it's always so fun to watch your progress. Which brings me to my next question. What are some of the results you've been able to accomplish in your life and business as a result of the Daily Marketing Coach training and community?
Well, naturally, this is still a process, but now that I'm 1 year in, I joined the Daily Marketing Coach late December last year. So I really just see a consistency that I'm able to, as well as have these gains that feel like, oh, pat myself on the back, look what you've accomplished. I also am able to see, oh, this is why you're completely failing in this area. And so for this year, yes, go ahead. This year, I set a goal to do the SOD, the start of day, and the EOD, end of day, as you recommend was, practice passed down from your family.
Right.
And I thought, that's something that I completely resist, that I'm always like full speed ahead. I got no time for that. And I realized that I think that that's what's, holding me back the most, is that I don't really have any way. So for me, that's the big win, is that I'm holding myself accountable and, expanding that. I'd like to expand that into the household tasks, the schooling. Right now, it's just kind of business focused.
Right.
But I just see tremendous possibility, just because I need to kind of rein myself in a little bit. Having a moment of stillness writing, I can see how it's sounding, and it's helping me. And so that's something, but also just, birthing the writer within. What's available to us in Daily Marketing Coach is really phenomenal, but then the next level in the inner circle for me is where the growth is at, because I didn't join as a lifetime inner circle member from the get-go, and for the affiliate marketing commissions aspect of that. I joined for the commitment. I said to myself, this is an amazing deal that Anne is offering me tonight, knowing what was available. And I said, if I make the commitment to do this, because I did the math. It's an amazing deal. And so I said, I'm just going to go for this, because then I will show up every day. I made this commitment, and this is what I'm doing. And so for me, I mean, just the inner circle training with Eric Walker, the writing, I mean, that has been something I've really wanted to get better at. And so I just really go into his archives quite often and listen. I go into the mindset training. I just really kind of want to find out where the gaps are, fill those with knowledge, and then, like you said, implement and just keep hammering away at it until I'm successful to the degree that I really am seeking. And so that's really what I love about it, is that there's accountability also. You know, if I just dropped off, I'm sure people would be like, what happened to Courtney?
They would, because you're a mainstay in our community. I would notice and go, is something wrong with Courtney? Where's Courtney? Your mainstay.
You don't find that many places. You know, there's not a lot of care and high touch like that in these days. I don't find.
No, me either. I wish all my students would have that level of commitment. It pays off in spades. So talk about your expansion of your business, your marketing. You started a TV channel, didn't you, for your, or something with what you're doing with your family and doing videos ongoing. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, so we have the humblehill.com website for the farm that we've never really done much with. And now going through the daily marketing coach, I realized, you know, we really need to expand this and make this into a marketing funnel where we interact with people on a different level, because we have a lot of guests. I think we had 134 guests last season.
Nice.
And most of those people we don't really ever have contact with again. And so it was just kind of, I wanted to build it up so that there was more of a connection. Whether or not they ever returned, that it was always, you know, that there was possibility for connection. So we put a blog tab up on the website for the first time, but I wasn't really feeling like that was really interactive enough. And so we started, in connection with our Google Places page on Google, there's an option to have a YouTube channel. So I said, you know, let's do a cooking show. So we do the Farmhouse Kitchen TV, which is cooking for families. So real food on a budget, cooking tips, you know, food kids love, getting them involved in healthy cooking, the whole loop of everything we do. And the goal is, again, with that too, is to do a show a day for a year.
Oh, wow, Courtney. That's awesome.
It's funny, I've been having trouble uploading number 7 since 1 a.m. yesterday.
Oh,
and
no.
It's so bugging me because I'm like, I'm being consistent. Why isn't YouTube cooperating?
Yeah, exactly.
We've got it ready to go. So, I mean, we cook every day anyway. I set it up so it was a project that, it is a big project, but it was something I felt like we could tackle because we're cooking every day anyway. So basically just keep the place really clean and tight and have camera on. So it's a double benefit there, right? So always be ready for filming. And then we just pretty much film what we're cooking. You know, I focus on 1 or 2 things.
Right.
And some days we batch it, and some days we're behind, and we just got to scramble and get something good together. So
that's awesome. Yeah. Let's give another plug for your new channel. What is it called? Give the name again.
So it's called Farmhouse Kitchen.
Farmhouse Kitchen, and you're going to be providing a video every single day. I'm letting everybody know this is going out on my blog. So every day we can be looking forward to this video, Farmhouse Kitchen. That's awesome.
Yes.
Anything else you want to add to your progress?
You know, well, it's also interesting because I have another website, which is actually what I was primarily working on when I came into the daily marketing coach, because farming is only part-time. You know, we're locked down here on the farm. There's nothing going on. We don't raise animals. So when these deep freezes hit, Humble Hill is on lockdown. We're just done and everybody's resting. And aside from, chopping wood and maintenance kind of stuff. So I was looking to supplement our income because farming business has a much longer startup, really penny pinching tight phase than a lot of businesses do, I think. I mean, the overhead is huge. Right. And then the variation of, weather, your physical abilities, crop germination, all that stuff. I mean, it's not really a very controlled setting. Right. So, and also the hospitality industry, the bed and breakfast, it takes quite a while. So we were kind of, eking along neck and neck in these two industries that were really taking a little bit more time than we thought to really get in a comfortable income bracket. So I was working online with foodmedicinechildren.com, my other website, sharing holistic solutions for moms. And so on that website, I feel like I made a lot more progress, like with the funnel and with the whole connection, implementing, writing blog posts that I was getting random people finding me through having good SEO for the first time. And that list is actually growing quite a bit more because we don't really have a full funnel set up on the Humble Hill. We're just really branching out now. So that's been tremendous progress. Like I wrote a book, which is a compilation. My free offer on that is a compilation of 15 years of motherhood experience and all the different tricks that we do. And so it was a very cathartic experience to finally produce that, because Eric in one of the inner circle trainings had said, give something away that it's so good that it hurts, which you must for us because your information is so good.
Thank you.
And so I accomplished that. So that was a big accomplishment and got it, all done. And it was a fun project because it was really birthed within the daily marketing coach community. I mean, it was a full effort. Gabriel Booth helped me with the
good deal.
PDFs. Yeah, he really saved the day for me. He helped me with the PDFs. He was amazing in just the loose ends, because Janan was my amazing editor. I'm great with content creation. I'm really, really not good with editing because I'm too familiar with the content.
Right.
And Janan has, just excellent grammar training and command of the English language. So she was my wonderful editor. And then when she was done with it, I was trying to figure out how do I get it into a form for people to get it. And she said, well, I just listened to Anne's interview with Gabriel. Why don't you ask him if he can help you out? And he just saved the day. And then I thought I was complete. And then I needed his help again. And he came in and got it on to my website for me and just really made the process amazing. I highly recommend working with him. It was such a pleasure. Really load off my mind, okay, Gabriel's got this. It's going to work out.
Wow.
And then, Hal Pringle in the Thursday nights, just, hashing things out about what should my cover be like and different things like that. So that's something I'm really proud of as far as like the fruit of what happens when we collaborate in this community and get, and when you harness all the tools, like you said, I interact on a daily basis and really squeeze the most.
That's right. That's what you need to do. And you're a good example of that. I have to just comment and say, Courtney, you literally glow with happiness. I mean, it's just such a pleasure to see you so alive and vibrant and, just like raising children, developing your business online. It is like raising a child, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I often say about you. You're my business midwife.
Yes, you do use that term. All right.
It is a labor process. It is, and especially it's something I really feel like, women, moms can relate to. A lot of moms are trying to figure out how to make the reality of the promise of, working online match what their experience is. And for me personally, it wasn't happening until I had, some solid training. And so my hope is just for anyone listening to this is that, to just really get the training and don't waste the time like trying to figure it out on your own or this or that. Because, for me, I know I really regretted it. And I'm just thankful to be where I'm at today. So that's part of why I'm happy.
Well, that's
a relief.
It's a relief. It's something you wanted to do, and we've helped bring it to fruition through the training, but through your great love and dedication. And here you have by default answered my last question, but you can add to it if you feel like doing so. What would you recommend for anyone listening to this interview who has an interest to start a business online, or to someone wanting to market their existing business online? How can the Daily Marketing Coach help them?
Well, if you are just getting started and you're really, seriously wanting to pursue this, I would highly recommend doing the TFI, which I haven't even gotten to do yet. But had I not spent so much money in the wrong areas and looking at how much money I did spend in the wrong areas and not even getting the results that I wanted, that's what I'm always kicking myself is like, if only I had made different decisions, then I would, have the financial resources to just do that, because I would definitely have jumped right into TFI if I was in a different position when I met with this opportunity in the beginning. But, if you're not ready to jump that far, I mean, the Daily Marketing Coach, just to have anybody on the, in that experience, because most people that you run into that, your friends and family, they're not going to understand your stresses of trying to set up your website and your free offer and your funnel. I mean, that's a very unique set of support that people offer each other, because it is a process. Like we said, it's a labor of love. It's something that, if you're passionate about your subject matter, you're really working, and it's not an easy process. And so to have somebody there, for support is just amazing. So I highly recommend anybody that wants to be successful, to really seriously consider looking at what the Daily Marketing Coach and all the different membership levels has to offer, and just, wherever your commitment to your visions and your business lie, to align yourself with the right model to jump in and just go for it. Because, it's all here. And what I think, too, is even how much I interact with the back office, I'll go back in and be like, this whole next thing is here? I had no idea this was there. And the value just never ends. It's like you just keep discovering new rooms in this huge knowledge bank, It's amazing.
Yeah. And just for those who are listening, TFI represents Total Funnel Immersion. It's our highest level mentorship program. And apparently, on Courtney's situation, you had already accessed previous training or coaching that didn't bring you the results you had found or were interested in, I should say. And that you wish you had found DMC first, it sounds like.
I do. Just because of, like I was saying, the completeness of having all of that training in one archive setting. Because I think that, the gaps for me in the other training that I was in, it was, very Facebook based. And so it's just kind of like information up in the ethers. Although every month you can request the files and download and save, for me it was like good as gone, because my life moves too fast. I need to be able to always find it in a really organized fashion. And so, just the, how you have all the trainings in the linear model of just, do this first and do that. And I actually, did all that in the beginning, printed out that getting started and did all that in that order. But then just being able to say, oh, what was that? I need to go back. And so that for me is where, the gold is in Daily Marketing Coach, is that you don't have to rely on your own ability to organize information to really grow with Daily Marketing Coach. Because I don't know, some people are really organized with that kind of stuff, but for me, that's my weakness. And so I am so grateful for your strength and superior ability to organize information and teach, because that's something that really is attractive to me in this whole Daily Marketing Coach platform. It's just amazing.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you for all your kind words, and thank you for taking time out of your busy day. I really appreciate you. All right. Thank you so much. I'm glad to share your story with everybody.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. Talk soon. Bye-bye, Courtney.
Bye.
Bye-bye.